and on we'll go through the wastelands.
Hey guys, Alex here, AG Automotive, and here today we've got the 2023 Kia Stonic, and this is the sports in the manual. So let's check it out. Alright, before we get into the video, just want to do a shout out to Brian Hilton Kia, who were nice enough to let me have a look at this today. And if you are after a Stonic or any of the Kia range, go in and see them and let them know that Alex from AG Automotive sent you, and they will look after you. So at the front here, you've got the Kia badge on the bonnet, you've got a silver and black grille, and then another grille further down with some trim piecing in the front bar there, and then you've got your halogen headlights there as well. So what are your thoughts on the Stonic? Do you like it? Is it too small for you? Just the right size? Let me know in the comments. So the wheels on the Stonic are 17-inch wheels, and they're a silver and piano black trim finish, and they sort of have a fan blade design, or they remind me of a fan blade design, which I think suits the car really, really well. You've also got some black trim, as you can see, around the wheel arches and also under the door trims or the doors there as well. Now you do get some roof rails there, although I wouldn't put too much weight on it. So around the back here, you've got the Kia badge, you've got the Stonic badge there, and you've got this silver trim piece on the bottom just to break it up, along with your rear parking sensors, and you've got reflectors either side as well. You do also get a camera under there as well. Alright, let's go and have a look inside. Alright, so just in the Stonic, the first impressions is, you know what, it's quite nicely laid out in here, and there's not a huge array of buttons as well. Now I like things like the silver trim piece around the bottom of the radio, and you've got another trim piece, silvery bronzy, over above the glove box there. So it sort of breaks the black up, and I think it looks quite nice in here. You've got a nice leather wrapped steering wheel. You do still get hard plastics all the way around, and even on the door trims and the door armrest. The middle armrest is a little bit softer, it's quite nice, and you do get the cloth trim seats in this as well, which I think are very comfortable. So, to the right of the steering wheel, you've got a couple of buttons there, your traction control, your auto start, stop, and your illumination controls. And the steering wheel, nice full leather, and you've got some audio controls on the left and some cruise control and menu controls on the right there. You do have auto headlights and manual wipers. And the dash itself, you've got analog speedo and tacho. You've also got your engine temp and your fuel gauge, along with a little screen in the middle that if you go through it, you do actually get digital speedo, which is another good thing. And you get things like your fuel economy trip computers, you've got your safety features, you've got your user settings, and then you go back to the digital display. So we'll come over to the dash. I wanted to point out these vents. Now, you know what? They're not round, they're not square like a lot of other cars. They're a little bit different, and I think that's good, being a little bit different. So the media center itself, now I really like Kia's media center, and look, Hyundai do a very, very similar media center as well. Now, it does have its own mapping, navigation. I'll just go into that and show you, and it's very, very clear and very, very easy to use. Now, you do get Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, as well as Bluetooth for your phone. You got your phone projection. You got things like quiet mode. If you got kids asleep in the back, you can actually have just the front speakers on. Again, that's a nice thing to have. and you've got a load of settings as well as your radio, digital radio, FM and AM stations, as well as media from a USB or a Bluetooth device, and you can go through the car's manual. Now below the media you do have some shortcut buttons there, and you got my favorite, the volume knob. Although it is on towards the passenger side, I would much rather on the other side, closer to the driver, but you do have your volume controls on the steering wheel if you wish. It's not my cup of tea. I still prefer using the volume knob, as you know. So further down, you've got your door lock and hazard light switch. You do have your engine start stop over on the right there. And then you've got your climate control. It's just single zone. Again, very, very easy to use, and it's spaced out. So further down, you do have some storage space. You've also got a 12 volt, 180 watt power supply, and you've got a USB slot there as well as some more storage space underneath. All right, so you've got your parking sensors, and then behind that, something a little bit new that some of you may not know about. Now, this is a manual transmission, so this is a manual stick, which they don't make them very much for very many vehicles, and if they do make them, it's only in normally the base model vehicles. So you've got your 1 through to 6 gears, and I myself drive a manual every day. I enjoy it. Now further back, you do get a proper handbrake, not like a finger brake, which again I think is really, really good. And then the armrest, you know what? It's reasonably soft, and you get a little bit of grey stitching there as well. If I open that up, you've got a fair bit of cubby space there, which is really, really good. Now the seats themselves, they're fabric, they've got a little pattern on them. You know what, they feel quite comfortable in here. And then we'll come over to the glove box. Now the glove box, it's reasonably big, being a small car. You can get your service books in there and plenty of iPads as well. All right, let's go and have a look in the back. All right, just in the back of the Stonic. At first impressions is it's a bit tight back here for me. Now, I'm 6'1", 185 centimeters, and if you have a look, I've actually got a little bit of headroom, which is really good. Knee room's not very good. Leg room and foot room is also not the best, and this seat is set up for me. So it would be very uncomfortable me sitting back here. If I was to sit in a Stonic, it would have to be in the driver or passenger seat. So you do get 2 ISOFIX spots there and 2 behind me. Unfortunately though, you don't get a center armrest, which is a bit of a shame. However, for the rear passengers, you do get a USB, a single one, and you've also got a single map pocket or iPad pocket on the left there. All right, let's go and check out the boot. All right, it's in the boot of the Stonic. So here we have 352 litres of boot room, which actually isn't too bad for this class. You do get your 3 tether points at the back there. It is quite deep down, so you can fit quite a bit in. And if we look under the carpet there, you do have your space saver and your breakdown tools as well. Other than that, that's pretty much it. All right, let's go and have a look under the bonnet. All right, just under the bonnet of the Stonic. So here we have a 1.4 litre naturally aspirated petrol engine, and it produces 74 kilowatts of power and 133 newton meters of torque. And that's mated to a 6-speed manual driving the front wheels. Now, Kia claims the Stonic S uses 6 litres per 100 kilometres in a combined cycle, which I think is really, really good. All right, let's go for a drive. All right, so just driving the Stonic. And first impressions is it's quite a nice place to be driving here. The driving position's really good. Vision out the front is really, really good, even over towards the passenger side. Rear vision's pretty good wide-wise, depth-wise not so good, but you do have your camera and parking sensors to aid in that. Vision out the sides, yeah, look, reasonably sized windows, so good vision. And the mirrors, look, they're longer, not so much higher, but they're longer and they do an okay job. So ticks all around for Kia. So just driving the manual around, and you know what? The manual's a nice short shifter. The clutch is very light. It's very nice and easy to drive, this one. Now, I will say this, when you are driving around and you get off the clutch and you go to put your foot down and accelerate a bit, there is that slight hesitation when you sort of between gears. So if you're not really worried about any sort of performance, which in this car you sort of don't really get, then yeah, it's a nice car to drive. So what's the acceleration like from the Stonic? Well, let's find out. Look, yeah, for a little 1.4 litre car, it goes okay. It's no sports car, but it gets up and goes okay, and it, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. It's around town. It's perfect for what you need for around town. Go to the shops, drop the kids off, get to work, and it's sitting in comfort. And if you have a listen to the road noise, we're doing about 50 kilometres. So not really much road noise at all, to be honest. It's a nice all-round small little car. Alright, thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Alright, thanks, guys.